Hi people, so today is a Tuesday, November 18th, and it is about 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I got a message from my brother that he had a dream that was very, very interesting, and I tell you why in a little bit. But I would like to read the dream. It's a very chaotic and catastrophic dream about judgment on America. Let me read. It says, in the dream I was at the kitchen washing a cup when all of a sudden I started to float and was taken up high enough to see the entirety of the USA. I then was taken to Manhattan, where I descended low enough to see many people walking in the streets and people in their office working. It was a normal day, everything was fine. All of a sudden I looked towards the ocean and saw a large missile coming out of the water in extreme high speed. I could see some people looking out the window, and instantaneously their eyes were melted. I was immediately taken to a higher altitude to see the impact of the missile. When it hit Manhattan, it was dead on. I could see a large ball of fire growing rapidly horizontally, and people were evaporating in the buildings, melting. After that, I was taken to Florida. The city looked like it was Miami. I was taken this time to the beach and was floating very low, almost touching the sand. I could see many people at the beach. I could see the city, the beautiful buildings behind the people in the beach. I could also see people in their offices working, also just like in Manhattan. Again, just a normal day. But again, I saw a large missile coming out of the ocean extremely fast. And once again, as it came up, it came down on the beach, right where the water reached the dry sand and right in front of me. I was taken up again and could see a large ball of fire spreading horizontally and consuming everything. Since the missile hit the beach, that ball of fire went towards the ocean and destroyed many boats and large ships. I also saw a large wave push towards the ocean due to the explosion. Once again, I was taken to a very high altitude that I could see the entire USA in the Pacific Ocean. Out of the Pacific Ocean, 4 large missiles came out. They hit California, Washington, New Mexico, and Illinois. I saw the large balls of fire again, and they consumed everything. As these 4 missiles hit the areas, I mentioned that's when I heard a voice. The voice said to me, I'm showing these things because America's Judgment Day will be happening very soon. I'm going to destroy her, but the ones that are mine, I will spare their lives. Instantly, I was in the wilderness. I was no longer floating. I could see many trees and some clearance in the skies as well. Suddenly a wall of fire came down, encircled the whole forest, and then was a roof of fire came down and sealed us in there, protecting us from destruction. And that's how the dream ended. It's interesting that my brother sent this message to me, and then I was just with my wife sitting down, just hanging out, and I got the remote and went to Netflix. And I don't watch much TV or many movies at all, but I was just looking, scrolling, if you will. And there was a movie, I believe the name was The House of Dynamite, and I started watching a little bit. I didn't like the plot, or it was too slow in knowing a little bit of the military like I do. I didn't agree with certain things. But something very interesting about that movie was that there was a missile that was launched against the US. According to the movie, it was the 3rd one. 2 were just tests, and the missile came out of the Pacific and fell on the Pacific. But this third missile that the movie talks about actually was a nuclear head and was going towards Chicago, and they couldn't stop it. So I didn't watch the whole movie, so I just forwarded to the end, and they didn't show the explosion, but they showed the complete desperation of people. And when I got first my brother's text about his dream, and then I saw that movie in a warhead, a nuclear warhead hitting Chicago. Look, we all know the world feels extremely different, very different. Let's be ready. Let's be ready.